In this problem, we are given a fair 10-sided dice with the integers 0 through 9. We want to know what the probability that if we roll this dice, it will land on an odd number or a multiple of 3. Therefore, we have to recognize, first of all, that the probability of an event is equal to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. So one way we can calculate or find the probability is list what we call the sample space, or the space of all possible outcomes. Since we are rolling a 10-sided dice with the digits 0 through 9, our possible outcomes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. The next thing we want to do is to count our total number of favorable outcomes. The first thing that we can do is to determine how many odd numbers are possible. Therefore, if I look at my odd numbers, I would see that I'd have 3, and 1 are both odd, so is 5, 7, and 9, giving us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 odd numbers. Next, we would think that, okay, it could be odd or it could be a multiple of 3. Therefore, we need to figure out what are our multiples of 3. And if we remember, multiples of 3 are of the form 3 times n, where n is a whole number. Therefore, if n is that whole number 0, our multiples of 3 would be 3 times 0, which would be 0. If n is 1, we'd have 3 times 1, or 3. If n is 2, we'd have 3 times 2, which is 6. If n is 3, we'd have 3 times 3, which is 9. And if n is 4, we'd have 3 times 4, which is 12, which is outside of our sample space. Therefore, if we circled the ones that are multiples of 3, we are going to see some overlap. We have 0, 3, 6, and 9. Therefore, we have 4 multiples of 3. To find our total number of favorable outcomes, we don't want to count the numbers that are both odd and multiples of 3 twice. Therefore, we will count each one once. Therefore, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 favorable outcomes. Therefore, our probability that it could be odd or a multiple of 3 is 7 over 10 total possible outcomes, giving us A as our answer.